Hey folks, this is the Silver Fiend again. Well, once again it's December and it's too cold outside to be metal detecting. It's too cold outside to be panning, dredging, doing anything else fun. So today what we're going to be working on is a little bit of indoor prospecting. Now this is something that was on an episode of Gold Fever recently, and so I wanted to put it to the test. A lot of people said, oh, you're not going to find any gold in bags of sand that you can buy at your local home improvement store. Other people said you could, but I wanted to try it for myself. So this is what we're using today. The actual brand you use isn't going to matter. The sands are all bagged in a local area to where you're at. So if you're in Oklahoma, where I am, you're not going to be getting sand out of California. The sand is going to be coming from somewhere in your local area. You probably don't want to go for the playground sand. That stuff is washed and screened. You want a good all-purpose sand. It's got gravel, sand, black sand, and it's pretty well just what you need. Once you process the gold out of it, you can still use the sand. You could use it in a kid's sandbox. You could use it for traction in your driveway or on your sidewalks. So the gold you get out of it is just free gold. Alright, now I've just dumped the sand straight into this bucket here just to make it easier to work with in the house. First thing you want to do, run it through a screen. This is a number 20 screen because you do still have a lot of gravel and rock in this. And anytime you're working on something like a cleanup sluice, you want to try and get everything down as close to the same size as possible. Okay, once we've got our sand screened out for all the larger rocks, we're going to run it on the sluice. Alright, the first thing, make sure when you get set up, make sure you get a good, even water flow across the surface, and make sure you use something that will help break the surface tension. Check and make sure there's no air bubbles trapped in along your ridges. And once you're set up, you just start running the sand. Now make sure, as you're running your material, you keep an eye on your riffles. Make sure that you've got enough flow to keep the material dancing, as they call it, behind the riffles. This allows the lighter material to keep working its way out and keep the heavy stuff behind the riffles. If you don't have the action you need to adjust your flow rate, or you need to adjust your angle. Alright folks, here's my results after going through one 150-pound bag of sand. It's not a lot, but you know, it's a decent amount of gold considering I didn't have to drive for hours to get to a site, and I didn't have to spend a whole bunch of gas money to get there. And just probably $1 worth of gas and a couple bucks for a bag of sand, and I can still use the sand. So if you're bored this winter, stuck in the house, jonesing to go do some gold hunting and can't get anywhere, give this a try. You never know what you may find. Good luck.